And welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole, a podcast brought to you by Justis.
Oh yeah.
I'm Aidan.
I'm Cody.
And well, today we'd like to talk about remakes. Remakes of all fashions, I guess. Remakes of movies, remakes of things that were once cartoon and are now live action and that kind of thing. We thought that might be an interesting conversation for today. So I think first I want to touch on those Disney remakes.
Yeah, because they're coming in really hard with the live action remakes right now.
Yeah, they are.
They have 4 live action remakes coming out in 2019.
That haven't come out yet? Or
Well, one of them's a sequel.
So like Dumbo, right? That
Dumbo
just
came out. Yeah, March 29th.
Okay.
That one was directed by Tim Burton.
Is that one of the ones you're looking at on your list, or is there ones that I haven't heard of?
This is one that's on your list, is Dumbo. And there's Aladdin, The Lion King.
Okay, I've heard of that one, The Lion King.
There's a sequel to Maleficent
as
well.
I enjoyed that one.
So they're coming in with 4 movies in 2019.
4 movies in 2019?
3 of them live-action remakes. One of them technically still a sequel to a live-action remake, Maleficent.
Yeah, well, that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't seen Dumbo, but I heard it wasn't very good.
Yeah, I haven't heard very much about it, but I was never a big fan of the original Dumbo either.
Oh,
honestly.
No? I kind of like it. I think it's pretty cute. But yeah, I don't know. From the I can't say much because I haven't seen it, but from the trailers, it does look like kind of a predictable plot.
Yeah.
But it looks cute, you know. It looks cool. I'm thinking more excited though about the Aladdin movie.
Yes, that one's gonna be good.
Yeah, because who wasn't a fan of Aladdin? You know what I mean? That movie's sick.
Because I feel like even if there is some issues like with Will Smith, like I'm not saying there is, but a lot of people say there's issues with it being Will Smith.
Yeah. Playing
the genie, but like I feel like either way it's still gonna be like entertaining to watch.
I got a little theory about him and the genie. I'm questioning. Remember, like the first picture or whatever that was released, he wasn't blue.
Mm-hmm. And everyone
freaked out
on the internet. Yeah.
I almost wonder if that was like a test by Disney, and they're like, let's play with the idea of not making the genie blue in this version.
Yeah.
And maybe they released that to see how it would play.
And then everyone hated it, so they knew, okay, before we release the trailer, we gotta make sure
and maybe
he's blue.
that's why when they first released our first seeing Genie being blue, maybe that's why it looked kind of cheesy and looked kind of off, because they hadn't been working on the special effects for very long. I don't know, I'm just, because I think too, he's gonna be he's gonna take human form some points in the movie, so he's not gonna be blue all the time. Mm-hmm. So that could have been what it was too, but I don't know. It's just a fun theory. But Lion King, there's another one.
Yeah,
everyone
that one's
loves
gonna
Lion
be
King.
Interesting to see. I mean, but it has Childish Gambino, right?
Yeah,
as Simba.
I think so. I think older Simba, because I think there's gonna be 2 versions of Simba.
Yeah, the younger Simba and then the older Simba. Yeah,
but I think you're correct on that. Yeah, dude.
Donald Glover.
Seth Rogen is gonna be in it.
He's Pumbaa, I think. Yeah.
Who's playing Timon?
I don't know. I'm gonna check that real quick.
I'm excited about that one, dude. That was one of the first movies that broke, I would probably say, a lot of kids' hearts.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
In the new trailer when you see the wildebeest running.
Oh yeah, they don't even have to tell you. We just know. Yeah, it's like a flashback for every kid.
So, Donald Glover is Simba. J.D. McRary, I don't know who that is. Who is going to be young Simba.
Oh, okay. Okay. He must just be like a kid. Someone with a higher pitched voice for young Simba. So I wonder...
John Oliver is going to be Zazu. Which one of them is
going to be doing like the songs? I just can't wait to be king.
I can imagine Donald Glover doing
I know,
both.
right?
Yeah, I really can.
But what did you just say before that? Yeah, I think you listed another
Beyonce
actor.
is Nala.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow, some really good names.
I didn't know that one. That's insane. They got Queen Bee herself on there.
Hell yeah, dude. Disney knows what's up.
Yeah, dude.
Disney knows what people want.
But one thing I've heard people talk about, though, is like how there isn't really any shots of the lions talking in the trailer. I wonder if that's because like they haven't
like
quite
any animals.
got it to look right yet, or maybe they never got it to look right and they're trying to hide that until like people buy tickets.
Wow, that's a good. I wonder if it's gonna be like they just are looking at each other. You know how they used to do movies like that where they would get real animals and film them, and then they would just do voiceovers, kind of like Homeward Bound. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they're gonna do that, like the I almost said tigers. The lions are going to look at each other, and like you're going to hear their voice, but you're not going to see their lips moving. Do you think that'd be too weird?
I don't know. I feel like I would just... I'm trying to like just take it as whatever it comes.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's probably going to look like Jungle
a lot of
Book.
These remakes.
I didn't see all of it. I saw bits and pieces of it, and so I saw the way the animals look when they talk. They look really good and realistic, but I do have to admit, it is the moving of the lips to make it look like they're making the M sound or the O shape. It's those awkward lip movements that don't look right on an animal.
Weird sometimes.
Yeah, and it's really hard to pull that off. So I don't know. I'm not gonna complain though. At least it's Lion King in live or kind of live action.
I'm just excited to get a version of all the Lion King songs with Donald Glover singing it because he has an amazing voice. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
he really does.
Freaking Seth Rogen. I wonder if he's gonna. It's got to be his vocals going on. What's that song I do? Hakuna Matata.
Yes.
Yes, I really hope that song's in there, man.
Dude, they can't not have it in there.
Yeah.
Like if it's not in there, people would get so mad.
Yeah. Who's He's not a monkey. He's like the older ape. Maybe he's an orangutan. No, he's not an orangutan.
He's like a baboon.
Baboon. Yeah, I think he's a baboon.
Let me see.
What's his name? Rafiki, right?
Rafiki.
I think it's Rafiki or something like that. But I wonder who's playing him.
A South African actor.
Oh, do you mind if I...
John Canny.
See what this John Canny looks like?
Go for it. Just be careful with this plug right
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's him.
He looks kind of familiar. But...
Yeah, I feel like I've seen him in something.
What's coming out after Lion King?
So after Lion King, there's going to be... well, there's one on the list right here between The Lion King and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which is Lady and the Tramp. But it doesn't have a date for that one.
Whoa,
it just says TBA, to be announced.
I'm kind of a huge fan of Lady and the Tramp. I didn't know that was going to be done in live action.
Honestly, I like Aristocats more than Lady and the Tramp, to be real, though.
It's been a while since I've seen the I almost said Aristocrats. Aristocats, but I have to admit, man, I do remember that being one of my favorites. I just can't say I'd like it better than Lady and the Tramp because just the whole love story, the poor scruffy guy from the streets and the fancy rich girl.
Yeah,
I love it, and they did it so well. That'd be interesting to see in live action, though.
And then in 2020, they're making a remake of Mulan.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
March 27th.
Dude, that's gonna
your
be
birthday.
Sick. Oh, it's on March 27th?
Yeah, your birthday.
Wow,
yeah.
How fun. I wonder who's gonna be the voice of Mushu.
I wonder if it will have any of the info. Because I'm on Wikipedia right now is where this list is on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a cool movie, man. Be a man. Do 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 do. That was like one of my favorite songs. I remember listening to that song as a kid.
Oh, it doesn't have who Mushu is.
No?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hard role to fill. Mushu is like the comedy relief of that story.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I'm going to take a break from Disney for a second because I was just looking at the Pikachu over there. The new Pokemon movie. When does that one come out?
There's a new Pokemon movie coming out?
Yeah, you know, Detective Pikachu.
Oh, Detective Pikachu! Yes!
Yeah.
That's a series of games that they put out.
Yeah.
The detective games were featuring Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say right now.
Though every time I hear him speak, all I hear is Deadpool.
Yeah, me too.
Like, yeah.
So, what are your opinions on this? What do you...
Well, I'm gonna see it. I think I want to see it. Maybe if it's not even until it comes out on DVD or whatever, but I want to see it.
Yeah. You just don't have high hopes, or what?
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for it. Like, I think it might be entertaining, just to like put on and watch, but not really. I don't think it'll be like a good Pokemon movie.
Yeah, it won't do the Pokemon service.
Yeah.
You're looking for. Do you think it's because it's off of the Detective Pikachu video game and not based off of like the classic story, like from the cartoon?
No, because I like that it's like kind of going into the other side of the Pokemon series, where it's not the trainers going out, but it's like someone who's actually just living in the city in a world where Pokemon exist.
Do you think maybe they were afraid to go the whole trainer route right away because of like animal abuse type of stuff?
Yeah, that's
one
true.
thing. Yeah, that's one thing. Me and my girlfriend Melinda were talking about is it must be difficult to go about making a Pokemon movie because, you know, some people would accuse them of animal abuse by forcing something into a tiny cage and then
making it fight
at will, at your own will, and we developed a theory about this movie that what if they're existing in a world now where no one like really trains and makes Pokemon fight anymore, and that's kind of an underground thing. Like, what if the Pokemon universe is kind of matching our universe, where people are starting to wake up a little bit, you know, be a little bit less offensive on things, and maybe in that universe, maybe even you could go as far to say that Pokemon training is banned, you know, and I imagine like these like old school like underground fight clubs, you know, but with Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah,
because in some of the trailers, you see some of these battles, and they look like in these rugged places with like these, you know, fences around, and it looks like it's like in like a basement somewhere, and I'm like, where's the big Pokemon field? Like the stadium of people, you know?
The stadium of people, and like the grass is all colored like the different Pokeballs and like crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, so we were developing this theory that maybe that's how they're going to get around it, by just straight up saying that was wrong.
Interesting. Okay.
But I'm curious, because you're obviously a bigger Pokemon fan than me. What do you think? Like, are you sad to not see that trainer Pokemon, like, friendship?
Well, I mean, I definitely see why they wouldn't do something like that, for sure. Well, like, I feel like in the games it's really iconic in the game where, you know, you're trying to go and beat, like, the Elite Four of your region or whatever. Like, that's what every single game is about, is, like, the same thing. And there's just, like, other storylines in there.
Yeah.
Because, like, in some aspects of it, it's like, you know, they have Pokemon, like, working on the police force with them type of thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, because there's, like, bad guys who's used them for evil things.
Yeah, what's
and then
that
so
chick's
you have
name?
the people who go and, like, fight them with their
It's like Jenny or something.
Pokemon.
She's like every cop.
Yeah. Officer Jenny.
Officer Jenny.
And then Nurse Joy. Nurse Joy is every single nurse as well.
Dude, if they have an Officer Jenny or a Nurse Joy in that movie, I'd be pretty happy. What do you think of the way the Pokemon look in it?
You know, I feel like they've pulled it off somewhat. Like, I feel like it definitely does look like, you know, it's animated, not that it's real life, that type of deal. But it's I feel like it's the best way they could have animated a Pokemon.
Yeah, because if you go too realistic, they'll look kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Kind of scary. And if you go
you gotta
too
keep them
cutesy,
kind of cuddly still. But I mean, there's certain ones where they went that I feel like they went in a good direction, like Mr. Mime in the trailer.
Oh yeah, Mr. Mime.
I feel like, they did him very well.
Yeah, because a lot of people would think like, is he wearing an outfit? Is that his skin? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it almost looks like that's just part of their body, like the way they're formed. Isn't Pokemon? Does that really stand for Pocket Monster?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So they are monsters. I guess,
they are
you know?
monsters.
And you know, back to the whole animal abuse thing. What if I mean, I don't know if they've ever shown a canon version of what it looks like inside a Pokeball.
I don't think so.
But maybe it's nice. What if it's not a
robot
space?
chicken version, which was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Where it's
I
like
didn't
his
see it.
crib, like, yeah, it's hella funny.
Because I want to know the science behind all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, dude, it's all digital. Because they even have, like, computer systems where you upload your Pokemon for storage.
so where do they go? They're just in digital space?
Yeah, maybe
Are they conscious?
Maybe it works sort of like how, like in Star Trek, you know, they have the matter transporter where it breaks them down and, like...
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like it does half of the thing and then stores it.
What do you think it's like in storage? Like they're just sleeping?
I don't know. Maybe.
See, these are the hard questions, and I wonder if this movie's going to answer them.
That would be interesting if it did.
So you know how this is like, I think it's supposed to be like in our time or the future? I wonder if we're going to see like posters of like classic Pokemon trainers that like names we'll recognize. Like even Ash.
I mean, I wonder if there's going to be like Team Rocket.
Dude,
like
Team
that.
Rocket.
Jesse and James.
What was the cat's name?
Meowth.
Meowth? Dude.
Yeah. You know, he learned to speak English to impress a female Meowth, and she just found it creepy and left.
Is that the canon reason he
That's
speaks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, legit.
So, is...
And then
is
she
it,
went on to date the boss of Team Rocket's evolved Meowth.
So can other breeds of Pokemon, or other species of Pokemon, can they learn to talk too? Or is it just the Meowths?
I don't know. I think that's like... I think some of them can. Like some of the psychic types can and stuff.
That brings me to another question in the Detective Pikachu one. The kid is the only one that can hear him, right?
I think so, yeah.
So he's like, he didn't teach himself to talk, like Meow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So everyone else hears Pika Pika. It's interesting.
And I wonder if, like, the guy learns to hear other Pokemon as well, or if it just only works with Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, if like he has a special ability that he can understand all Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. That would be trippy.
Man, then they would have to give voices to a bunch of Pokemon.
They probably wouldn't do that.
But still, it's like...
Maybe some, if they needed to.
How are they going to do that? Because, again, you're a bigger Pokemon fan than me, so maybe you can tell me, but like... is magic like a thing in Pokemon?
Well, I mean, Pokemon can pretty much do magic themselves.
Right.
Like, I mean, the gods of the world are Pokemon. Like, there's theories.
Yeah, but I still feel like they go about... It's very evolutionary still, and it's very scientific. Like, what I'm saying... What I was getting at is, do you think they would just do a simple thing like, oh, he just has he's just magical and can talk to Pokemon... Or only Pikachu?
It might be something about, like, I don't know, some crazy... They formed a trainer connection. Like, I don't know. They might go some weird, like, heartfelt connection route kind of deal. Because Pokemon would do that, try to tug at your heartstrings kind of thing.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's like he evolved to be able to talk to him because of out of needing to.
Yeah.
Needing his help so bad. Mm-hmm. He, like, force evolved to be able to talk to him.
Yeah.
I could see them doing something like that. So, talk to me about another remake before I go 20 more minutes on that Pokemon.
Well, some of the other ones that are like to be announced that they're doing remakes of is one that I see that's really interesting is Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, wow.
But that one doesn't have any dates.
Wow, I'm trying to imagine Stitch in live action. I guess he would just look like the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Huh, Lilo and Stitch. That's gonna be cool.
I would enjoy that. I haven't
seen that one in so long.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was really entertaining. Made me want to live in Hawaii when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow, Lilo and Stitch. Okay, I'm down for that.
They're also doing The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Wow, that's one I haven't seen. Oh. Wow. I can hardly even remember that one.
Pinocchio as well.
And I get down on Pinocchio. Pinocchio's dope.
And something interesting is, you know how like a lot of the like new edition of remakes kind of started with like Maleficent and like that sort of era movies. Because before that, it was like early 2000s movies kind of deal. I feel like for their live action remakes, like they did like 101 Dalmatians and like all that in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I I don't know why I never think about that as like a live action recreation of the original 101 Dalmatians. I always think of it as just a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But so they're keeping with the theme with Maleficent of giving like the enemies, the villains a movie. So it looks like we're getting a Cruella de Vil movie.
Is gonna get a movie.
Yeah, called Cruella.
Dude, she's bad. Like I don't remember how long ago it was, but I was watching one of the 101 Dalmatians, and I realized how evil she is, dude.
Yeah?
Dude, she wants, like, puppies' skins for a freaking
coat. For a coat, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's insane.
That's hella insane. Like, that wouldn't even make a good coat, sewing that many individual small pieces together.
You know,
like, that would be, like, a terrible...
Well, honestly, I can't remember if she was going to let them grow up before she harvested their coats or not. See, I even hate saying that, harvested. Like,
but that's what it is.
Yeah,
really.
like it's a dog. That's just so sad. But oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know the two goons she has working for her that like go steal the puppies?
Yeah.
You know who I imagine playing them?
Huh.
I don't know their names, but remember they're in a couple of the, maybe all of them, I don't know. They're in a couple of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but the scene I remember them the most from is the first one. Yeah. They're the two guys on the dock that are guarding the ship. That, Jack comes in and tries to
Doesn't
steal.
One of them have a fake eye?
No. Or... Those are pirates.
Okay. Oh, wait.
I'm thinking of... It's like at the beginning of the movie, and he goes onto the dock, and he gets them to end up arguing with each other, and he, like, ends up on the ship. And they, like, look around, they're like, oh, you're not supposed to be up here. You don't remember them?
I don't. It's been a long time
well,
since
those
I've
of you listening, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, and they would be hilarious.
I'll have to watch that movie again soon.
Yeah, dude, pirates, dude. They used to be, like, probably my all-time favorite movies.
They were really good back in the day.
The original, like, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because,
I'd say that, the first 3.
Yeah, the first 3 are, like, probably the best. And then, was it the fourth one, the mermaid one?
Yeah, that one wasn't very good.
Tides or something like that.
I saw that one in theaters, and it was like it was an interesting story, but I feel like it just didn't fit.
No, yeah.
As being like a number 4 type of deal.
And then, so the 5th one is the one that actually has Will and Elizabeth's son in it.
Yeah.
And that one is a little bit better than the mermaid one. I just think the beginning is so long. The character development just takes forever. Mm-hmm. And because they're developing these... And it's like, when you're already at the 4th movie, unless you're going to continue making movies about those characters, I don't want a movie developing new characters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Like, if that's going to be the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie you make, just wrap up the story we've been watching.
Yeah.
Don't spend all that time creating a new one, you know? Because I haven't heard of another Pirates of the Caribbean movie coming out with those characters.
Yeah.
It almost kind of reminds me of Fantastic Beasts. The first Fantastic Beasts movie, it's so good.
I haven't seen either of them yet, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you should, because you really appreciate Harry Potter, so I think you would really appreciate at least the first Fantastic Beasts movie. The second one is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Was it Crimes of Grindelwald?
Yeah, Crimes of Grindelwald. It's just, okay. Here's what I'll say. The first movie, it's so good. The characters are awesome. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the movie, it just feels like all the character stories just kind of wrap up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nothing terrible. Just it feels like the whole, like, not even the story. Just every character kind of wraps up their conflict, and everything just feels resolved.
Okay.
And then the second movie comes, and they have to get all of these characters back to each other. Mm-hmm. So they have to, again, do all of this long, dragged-out character development to get the whole main cast
in one place.
Back together, and then start your story. And then it gets so messy, because it's like, we're going to tell the story about Grindelwald and Dumbledore, but we're going to do it using Scamander. I can't think of his first name right now. Newt Scamander's story. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, wait, who's this movie about? Like, what is it? Is it even about Newt Scamander anymore, or are we learning about Dumbledore and Grindelwald's story? I almost wish that they would have just left Fantastic Beasts its own thing and like ended it there, right?
And then they just did a separate movie basically.
About Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Yeah.
Okay.
So you didn't have to do all this weird tying together and this and that.
They just made a movie, Crimes of Grindelwald.
Exactly, and that could have stood on its own, and then maybe make another one of like Voldemort growing up or something like that, and just leave it on its own. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that would have been a much better strategy.
Yeah.
But with that said, Crimes of Grindelwald is still exciting. I found myself liking just finding out all the shit about Grindelwald and Dumbledore and learning that story. I liked that more than feeling like I got a sequel to Fantastic Beasts. It's like I almost didn't care about that anymore. You know what I mean? It was nice to see those characters again, but it was like, wait, this story isn't even about them anymore. Like,
I feel that.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like there was a lot. I ranted about that for a while.
Yeah, but it's good. It was interesting because I haven't seen either of those movies.
Yeah.
So.
And the interesting last thing I'll say about that, the interesting thing too is, so the Fantastic Beasts movies are canon with the books.
Yeah.
But the Harry Potter movies aren't canon with the books. So.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Harry Potter movies are kind of just recreations.
Yeah,
the original canon story comes from J.K. Rowling's books.
Yeah.
And then the Fantastic Beasts movies
are canon with the
books. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the whole cursed child thing that I don't want to even get into. They go back in time trying to stop Cedric Diggory's death. And they change everything. I hate it.
Yeah, I didn't read too much into that one yet.
Anyway, give me something else to rant about.
Like a remake that I think would be really interesting to see, I gotta say, is I don't know necessarily a remake, but think Rugrats. All right,
you already got me, man.
They have a story arc going on already, almost, where it's they start out as kids, and we have all of that time them as kids, their crazy toddler adventures. Right. All right. Then, sometime after that, they did the all grown up, where they're the teenagers in high school.
Even that show was pretty good.
Now imagine if they came back around, made another kids show, but the original gang are the parents.
Wait, so. You're talking a cartoon TV show.
Yeah, cartoon
show about a new group of babies.
Yeah,
these new group of babies' parents
are the old
like
generation.
Tommy and Chucky and the twins.
Yeah, and Dill and all of them. Yeah,
that is a fantastic idea.
I'm surprised they haven't done it.
That's
honestly.
Idea. I could see Netflix What's Nickelodeon? I don't know how connected Nickelodeon Netflix are, but that seems like a project Netflix would do.
Something they would try to do.
Wow, that's really cool. I would really dig seeing that. Oh, you know what I want to hear about? You mentioned it a little bit earlier. We were talking about movies or things that we want to see recreated that we think would be cool, and you brought up Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Yes, Ed, Edd n Eddy. That would be a trippy one.
Yeah, dude.
Because how we originally thought of it was as almost like a stoner comedy kind of deal.
Yeah.
With Seth Rogen as Ed.
Seth Rogen
is Ed.
Seth Rogen is Ed. So Ed is kind of like
he's the tall,
dopey
dumb one.
Yeah. Okay. That would be perfect.
Sarah.
Yeah. I can see Seth Rogen doing that. Okay. And then there's Double D. And at first we were thinking the guy who plays McLovin. Yeah, he definitely has the right look.
But what was the other guy we thought of after that, though?
Yeah, so what it was is McLovin's got the right... I hate that I can't remember these guys' real names.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
He's got the right look, but I've just never seen him play a role of someone with anxiety and who's really intelligent and kind of antsy. But what I could see is... I can't remember this guy's name either, but he's from... I've seen him in... He's the guy who voices the main character in How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, what's his name? Jay Baruchel?
He's also in... This Is the End. He's in a lot.
Yeah,
of
Jay
things.
Baruchel.
Yeah, dude, I think he would be a cool Double D.
Yeah, I feel like that would work really well.
Yeah, and who else is in it? So we got Ed, Double D,
Jonah Hill as Eddie.
Yes.
The other one. Yeah.
Dude. So this story would have to be them grown up, right?
Yeah, it'd be them grown up, like live action, like almost like a stoner comedy.
Yeah, totally. Like I would imagine, like Seth and his people are the ones that would make this movie. And it was fun. I just watched Pineapple Express last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend were watching it. So this is actually a pretty fun topic because I can think about this pretty directly. I want to put James Franco in that mix, but I don't know where to put him.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh, maybe he could play that kid that thought he was too cool.
Kevin.
Actually, you know who'd be a better Kevin? Is James Franco's brother.
Yeah.
He'd be a good Kevin.
He would.
Man, I'm sorry, James Franco. I can't find a good role in there for you. Oh, you also brought up who would be a good Jimmy.
Michael Cera as Jimmy. And then who was Sarah?
We brought up a couple ones.
What's her name? Emily Stone? Or the girl from she was in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie.
Which did she play Gwen Stacy, that girl?
Yeah.
Oh, she would be good.
As Sarah. No. The one we also thought of was the mom from Modern Family as Sarah as well. That would be really good.
That would be really good. Yeah. Or that one actress that man, I need to find these people's names out. But she played Seth Rogen's roommate in it was called like How to Make a Porno.
Zack
We
and
Made
Mary
a Porno.
Make a Porno.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she would be a good grown-up Sarah. What do you think the crew would be up
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
Her.
Yeah, she'd be a good Sarah. What do you think the Ed crew would be up to? Like, what do you think their like professions would be?
That's a tough decision. I feel like
Double D, I feel like would have done well for his life.
Yeah, I feel like he would. I feel like knowing him though, like he would be held back by the other Eds and just become like some sort of programmer or something.
Well, see,
at home.
I imagine that when this movie started, they wouldn't have seen each other for years.
Oh,
and it would be like a reunion.
That. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's like Double D, like I imagine you see his house, right, and it's super clean, like. Everything is on point, or maybe it's an apartment in New York. You know what I mean? Everything's super nice and tidy, and I don't know. Maybe he's like a CSI investigator, something like
something
that.
Crazy, go in a crazy direction.
Something that just uses his brain to like its full extent, and where he can focus on little tedious things. And I may even imagine Ed doing somewhat well, like just finding something that worked for him.
I feel like he would like. Become like the owner of some massive like construction company.
Yeah, something like that. Like he's doing well. You know what I mean? And then the one who's doing worst, the worst is
Eddie.
Eddie, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guy always trying to make the fast money. The guy always coming up with the schemes. Like he's kind of like a loser at this point. Like you go into his trashed apartment. And, he's still trying to do his whole get-rich-quick schemes and that kind of thing. And he ropes the other two into this crazy thing. And, man, we need to write this movie.
Hell yeah.
That'd be really good. What else do we want to see made into either live action or just recreated? I remember we had a couple of other ideas jotted down.
Let me see. Well, we didn't have any more for, like, what we wanted to see.
I thought there was one other one I was thinking of.
I mean, there's like the Teen Titans remake is one we had written down. That the one that happened. Like,
oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
That isn't. I feel like
it doesn't.
Very
yeah,
good.
See, here's the thing. The original cartoon that everyone's used to was phenomenal.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot.
And that doesn't even completely match the tone of the Teen Titans from the comics. That's still a little bit darker. The comics.
Yeah.
And then it's like the new TV show. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but like. The trailers for it makes it look almost completely different from either of those two formats, from the old cartoon or the comics.
Yeah,
it looks. I don't even know what to compare it to. It just looks like a really different format. And so I can't say that it's going to give me like that Teen Titans satisfaction that I'm craving, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
You know, it looks cool. Like, I do plan on signing up for the DC streaming service, so I will watch it. Yeah. Especially, I heard, I don't know if it's already launched or what's going on with it, but I heard they're going to have a whole library of DC comics that you can view too.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's pretty rad, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's hard, like, reading comics, like, you can't just go out and find all the comics you need to read.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it helps, like, having a database of stuff online, you know, finding where you can read all the comics you want.
Speaking of recreations, DC right now, it feels like they're trying to, like, do a soft reboot.
Yeah.
Like every DC movie, you know?
Yeah, basically, until they find the one that sticks, I guess.
Yeah. And, you know, what I've always told my girlfriend is, I think one of the coolest versions of, like, the DC universe, imagine if they did the Justice League, right? Mm-hmm. But imagine they did it in, like, the 40s or 50s, right? So, like, when these characters were originally created, the time period that they were invented for.
Yeah.
Imagine that's the time period these movies took place in.
That would be
interesting.
And
they could wear costumes that look like... All right, I wish I could remember the artist's name. It's what inspired me in this. It's like all of them in their like classic uniforms. Mm-hmm. Some might even say cheesy, but they're done so beautifully and realistically looking. Like it doesn't look bad at all. Because, you know, you look at like superhero costumes and things like that and the movies, and they're very like armored and detailed and this and that, and they look good on camera, but that's not what we saw. There's this weird simplicity about superhero costumes in comics that just look so classy. It's just, they're simple and beautiful, you know?
Although, there are some things, though, that we've upgraded with the adaptations.
The underwear?
Not just the underwear, but I mean, even things just like, you know, Thanos in the original, he had a Thanos copter, and it was just a gold helicopter that had the word Thanos on the side.
There wasn't the most creative. That wasn't the most creative writing decision. Yeah, but so yeah, imagine this world where they could be a little bit cheesier because it's a different time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's the first. No one's ever heard of a superhero before. Yeah. You know, there's just like I think the first superheroes were modeled to look more like after the bodybuilders of that time, and that's why like they have the underwear, like, you know what I mean? That's what bodybuilders would wear to show off their muscles and this and that, and their body shape, you know, and that just matches with that time period. They could, it would be so cool. I just imagine an old school Bruce Wayne, a Batman in the Batcave in the freaking 1940s. That would be so cool, man. Old school Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, like so old school crime boss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone do this.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because DC just can't figure out where they're at right now.
No.
They really can't. They're trying to find it, but they don't know yet.
See, Marvel, it works in the future. It's a futuristic thing. It works, you know, with the universe they've made it. With DC, because think about it, man, one of the most popular DC movies was Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Most of that takes place, I want to say it was in the 40s or something like that.
Yeah. It's like during World War II or something, right?
I think it was World War II. It's either World War I or World War II, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one.
Might be World War I, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That sounds more familiar. But yeah, and it worked really well. Really, really well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. You got anything else for me to rant on?
Let me see. There's also, you know, Transformers did, because they almost had like multiple reboots. They had like the hard reboot where when they went to the live action with Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
And they did what, like 3 movies like that? I want to say.
I think there was 3 with Shia LaBeouf.
And then they did sort of like
only 2 with Megan Fox out of those 3, I think.
Then they did the sort of reboot with Mark Wahlberg. Was it Mark Wahlberg or Donnie Wahlberg? No, it was Mark.
It was Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. And his and his daughter in the movie.
Yeah.
She was kind of the new, like, young character of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot about that. Is that one Dark of the Moon?
That one?
No.
No.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But that one was actually not too bad.
Yeah, they did a couple soft reboots. But the newest one I want to talk about, Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Dude, they should have done that from, like, the style that they made that movie, and they should have done it from the beginning. I really like the Shia LaBeouf ones, but there's still that, like, okay, just for some examples. One thing you might remember from the Transformers movies is tons of explosions.
Oh yeah, because it was a Michael Bay movie.
And just boom and do like every freaking
very
fighting
intense.
scene. Yeah,
it started off in Iraq.
Yeah,
right, or Afghanistan, or like some country like that.
Yeah, it was like a war movie. Yeah, and this new one, dude, it's like you see the robots like doing like martial arts, like hand-to-hand combat type of stuff.
That's
and
insane.
It looks so sick because the robots too the Transformers look more like the cartoon than they do in the other movies. Like the other movies, they look almost like too robot-y, too detailed. And in this newer one, they look more, there's more curves instead of sharp edges. You see more, like for example, you see more of Bumblebee's yellow even when he's in robot form. You still see a lot of his yellow.
Oh, I see. I like it.
Yeah, each Transformer, right, they still look like a character.
Like they're not just made of all the car parts.
Yeah, it's
like you definitely see the car parts there, but they've taken a lot more liberty of like being able to shuffle things around and do. And if you,
I think if you even type in like a Bumblebee, his the way he looks in the Bumblebee movie compared to his old cartoon, it looks so good. Like, it's matched up very nicely. But yeah, so aside from the aesthetics, it looks a lot better. It feels a lot better. But the story was pretty cool too.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a bit of a long movie. There were some parts that drug out a little bit. But it was a really cute story. It was, unfortunately, I feel like with the way they ended it, they're not going to be making a sequel. It kind of feels like this is a wrap-up.
Oh, okay.
I won't give any spoilers away. But, I don't know. I can't say that they're going to make a sequel or not. But it was really done well. Just everything. Like, I even, wondered, like, if Bumblebee was going to start off in this movie with his voice or not. And again, I'm not going to spoil that. But you get to learn a lot, It's
about
cool.
Bumblebee?
Yeah. You like how... Because, if you remember from the original movie... Sam Witwicky, Shia LaBeouf's character, finds Bumblebee. He's already there, and it looks like he's been there on Earth for a long time.
Yeah. And
so this is how you find out how he got to Earth.
Okay.
So it's really cool. It's cool. It's connected to all the other that's what's interesting is they've done a decent job at like all these soft reboots, but keeping them all together. Unlike the X-Men.
Yeah.
Man, they keep trying. Some of the soft reboots are good, but then most of them are just so sloppy. They're messing up their series. The best soft reboot is Daredevil. And I'll count that as a soft reboot because the X-Men are in it.
Yeah.
All up in it. So it kind of, it like revamps their series a little bit without even having to use Wolverine,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I really like their soft reboot with the guy, what's his name? The guy who plays in those new M. Night Shyamalan movies. He plays Professor X, the new Professor X.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his freaking name either. I'm sorry, guys. We suck with names.
We do. We're terrible.
Yeah.
I have a computer right in front of me, though, so...
Yeah, just type in new Professor X or something like that, and it'll come up. But those ones are super good. And I think the last one of those are coming out, The Dark Phoenix.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, dude, he's cool. He's a good Professor X.
He is. He did pretty
I also
well.
like the dude that plays Magneto.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah, man.
And, if we're going to talk about remakes and reboots as well, we can't leave out the king, Spider-Man. I'm really happy you brought that up.
Holy remake.
Because what is that, like, three different...
In our lifetime.
Yeah.
It's been done... So let's see. The first live action was the Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah, with Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
And then the second one was the Andrew Garfield ones. I don't remember who directed those.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
And they did 2 of those.
Yeah.
And then we got... What's his name? Tom something? The new Spider-Man? Another surprise, another name we can't remember.
Yep, every time.
I think the first name's Tom.
I'm going to find out right now. Give me 1 second.
Let's see.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. That's our new Spider-Man. So I think me and you... Oh, wait. I'm even leaving one out, dude. Huh. Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I heard that was good.
It's animated, but I have to say, dude, it's not just one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. It's one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. It's
really?
That good. Yeah, I think it's really freaking good.
Is it still in theaters, or is it already left the rotation?
I think it left. It might be in some theaters, like like those $3 movie theaters where you see like the late ones. Yeah, like it might be in those still, but I think it's left the big theaters by now.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, super good.
And they're coming out with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like just Marvel in general is doing really well.
Yeah. That's the Into the Spider. I was on a track about something. I can't remember what it was. Into the Spider-Verse. Another reason why it's so good is because it feels like it pays respect to all the other old versions of Spider-Man that we love.
Yeah,
not
very
just
comic-y.
Yeah, not just the Raimi movies, but also the comics and the old cartoons, and it pays respects to like all versions of Spider-Man. Yeah. And it's like it kind of expresses that like it's we shouldn't be like, oh, another remake, I can't keep up. We should embrace these,
Yeah.
Like these different recreations of our favorite characters. Just like what I tell people about the new Joker movie coming out.
Oh,
the last thing I rant on. The Joker one is, everyone's like worried about the Heath Ledger one and Joaquin Phoenix not being able to do it as well and this and that. And I think that's all bullshit. Heath Ledger, yes, has been the best Joker so far.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see all these different versions of the Joker because that's how it is in the comics too.
Yeah, there's different there's different Jokers.
Not only have there been different recreations of Joker, but in the canon like New 52, I'm pretty sure it's been released that there are like the Batman gets access to it's called the Orbeus chair or something like that. It's like this really powerful all-knowing computer. I won't get too far into this, but he straight up asks it, what's Joker's identity? And it responds with 3 pictures. Like Joker has been 3 different people. Oh, and it's crazy when you look at this graphic, the current Joker looks almost exactly like the Jared Leto Joker.
Really?
Yeah. So and then we have this Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker. So maybe they're doing something like that. Maybe this is going to be in another universe, or maybe this is going to be the first Joker. The first Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have a theory. I think the Joker we're seeing in Suicide Squad, I think that was not the first Joker. I think the reason he's such a bad Joker is on purpose. Because he is a copy.
Yeah.
He is trying to recreate something that's already been created. If you really want to get into my theory, I think he's Robin.
Yes.
I think he's Robin, and I think the original Joker messed him up pretty good.
Yeah. I can see that. That's a really interesting theory.
Yeah, see, there's all kinds of different ways to connect these recreations, or just enjoying them, just seeing another version of Joker is cool, It's just cool. It's just like reading a different comic, know?
Because, even in, like, both DC and Marvel, there's already the idea of, like, there's different, like, Earths and different dimensions, like, that kind of deal as well.
Yeah, I think that's what they want to do. They just want to consider, like, all these different stories happening on Earth 1, Earth 2, different Earths.
616 or whatever.
And I could totally imagine my old school DC universe taking place in the 40s just being on another Earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could do it. Anyway, though, unless you got any more exciting things for me to rant on, because I would love to, I think we should bring this one to a close.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I had tons of fun conversating about these.
Yeah, this one really brought us down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah, it did. Yeah. Well, I hope everyone out there has an excellent week.
Oh, yeah.
Until next time, you want to give our social medias?
Of course. On Facebook and Instagram, it's JustisBand. On Twitter, and Justice We Stand.
Yeah, we will catch you on the flip.